This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Welcome to the Human-Animal Connection Show, where we believe we can communicate with all animals. Join us as we explore the 33 principles and healing methods of the human-animal connection. As animal lovers, we know that you share our commitment to making the world a kinder place for all creatures. Together, let's embrace the transformative healing power of the human-animal connection.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Human-Animal Connection podcast. I have a very delightful guest. I have Ellie Laks, and she is the co-founder and creator of The Gentle Barn. She has 2 books, My Gentle Barn and Cow Hug Therapy. And maybe you've heard the last episode we did all about hugging cows and getting so much love from cows and wisdom from cows. And last time she made me cry just hearing some of the stories. It was so sweet. Happy tears. But so today I just couldn't resist, and I wanted to talk to her about turkeys. So we're going to talk turkeys today. We're going to talk about cuddling with turkeys. We're going to talk about what she's learned from turkeys. We're going to talk about communicating with turkeys. So Ellie Laks, thank you so much for coming back to the Human Animal Connection podcast.
Oh, thank you so much for having me back. These conversations are so delightful, and I'm so excited to be talking to you again.
Great. Well, just in case the folks didn't hear the first episode, you want to just give a quick tour of the Gentle Barn, whatever you'd like us to know about that, and then we'll start talking turkeys.
Sure. So the Gentle Barn is a 25-year-old national organization located in Los Angeles, California, Nashville, Tennessee, and St. Louis, Missouri. We take in animals that have nowhere else to go, animals that are too old, too sick, too injured, or too scared to be adoptable, and who are otherwise euthanized. And we bring them in and rehabilitate them with an extensive program, including obviously vet care, but we also use acupuncture, acupressure, chiropractic, deep tissue massage therapy, energy healing, animal communication, nutritional supplements like sun chlorella, and of course, lots and lots of love. If we can rehabilitate the animal in a timely manner and find a home and family of their own, we do. But if they need ongoing care for the rest of their lives, then we give them sanctuary. And when they're ready, we partner with them to heal people with the same stories of trauma and connect people to the love and magic of animals. The Gentle Barn is open to the public on Sundays, all 3 states. And during the week, we host school field trips, private tours, gentle birthday parties, cow hug therapy sessions, equine therapy sessions, and barnyard therapy sessions, where hurting humans can come in and find themselves in the barnyard. We also have a literacy program, and we're just here to serve the community of animals and humans alike.
It's just wonderful. Well, it's such an important lesson to realize that animals can experience trauma just like humans. And even better than humans, I think they have the ability to heal given the right set of circumstances and the right protocols. And I think that's inspiring for humans, that if animals can let go of their pain, their history, their trauma, and experience forgiveness and choose to love again, that is such a great model for us.
Yes, I completely agree. And that's part of the circle of healing at the Gentle Barn. For example, during the pandemic, there were people that were really going through harsh circumstances, people that were in the hospital completely alone, people that were going through surgeries and illnesses or just change in their lives. And while that was happening, they were following the Gentle Barn on social media and seeing our animals heal from horrific circumstances and trauma. And in watching their resilience, they decided, well, if that animal can do it, I can too. And so watching the animals heal helped them heal. And they promised that once they were in remission or healed or recovered, they were going to come and visit the Gentle Barn and thank the animal that saved them. And many, many people did once we reopened after the pandemic. It was beautiful.
Oh, that is so lovely. That is such a lovely story. Well, I actually have to tell you about a story of a client that I've been working with. And she adopted a dog knowing that this was a dog with some serious issues, lots of fear, probably a puppy mill dog. She doesn't know the whole story, but it seems like from the behavior, this dog spends about 90% of her time in her dog bed. She's very sweet. She, has a wonderful relationship with her owner. Her owner is learning to communicate through working with her. She is amazing on a spiritual level, but on a physical level, anybody looking at this dog and all of her friends will say, oh, you should do this and you should do that. And, all kinds of things that aren't really respectful from her point of view, the dog's point of view or the human's point of view. But people have a lot of opinions when you say that a dog spends 90% of the time in their bed. Now, she will go out in the yard as we've been working with her. Now she'll go out in the yard for potty most of the time. And she will play for 5 or 10 minutes at a time with treats. So tremendous progress. It doesn't appear to be a physical injury. Of course, she hasn't been able to take her to a vet. She's had vet visits. But what I wanted to tell you, because I know you work with cows and have this telepathic communication. So I was working with her, the dog and the person. And I said, well, instead of assuming that there's something wrong with the dog, that the dog should be a different kind of dog, let's ask Sophie, the dog, what she's up to, how she's feeling, what she wants. And, in other communications with her, she's told me things like she's very busy, and so we've been exploring this. As time goes on, she's been more clear about what she is experiencing. And so she told us she took us on a journey instead of us taking her on a journey. She took us on a journey to meet a group of cows. And these group of cows were so loving. They surrounded her, and she was just in the center of cow love. And we telepathically were in the center of cow love. And she was just having this beautiful experience with the cows. And it was such a great lesson for me and for her human to not assume that we understand what a behavior means, like laying in bed or doing nothing. She's not doing nothing. She's got an incredibly busy inner life, and she visits with bison, with cows, some different animals that we've seen. But the cow thing was very profound for us because as humans, we both got the experience. She gave us such a vivid experience that we could feel ourselves in the presence of cow love. We were in the circle with her telepathically, not physically, but we got the same benefit. So I just...
That's so beautiful.
Yeah. And it's just such an amazing thing to say that, we never know what another human being or another being is experiencing until we ask. Sometimes they can't tell us. But in this case, she's become more adept at telling us some of these experiences that she has. And the cows, we've gone back now twice to visit the cows. I don't know if they're your cows or not. I don't know whose cows they are, but they are lovingly holding her. And the last time they licked her belly. That's what happened in the last visit. They came around and just licked very nicely. And she was having some tummy troubles, and it helped. She felt better. So it's just phenomenal, the potential of healing cross species. It's like there's so much that's possible. So anyway, I just thought I'd tell you that story.
Oh, that is so beautiful.
Yeah, it really is.
So beautiful. And I have many animal communication clients, the animals, that is, who they're maybe nearing the end of their life. They're older. They sleep a lot. The person's like, all they do is sit there and sleep. I'm worried. Are they in pain? Are they suffering? I talk to the animal, and the animal says, oh my God, not at all. I'm taking these delicious naps where I get to travel to other places, and I'm visiting the other side, and I'm preparing myself, and it's very important work. And they say, please don't euthanize me. I need this time to do this work and this travel. It's very important.
Yeah.
And I'm not suggesting that the dog you're speaking
No, that's okay. Yeah.
But they travel, and they're very, very busy, and they're definitely not limited to the confines of their bodies at all.
Absolutely not at all. And she is so happy and so peaceful as a character. Like when we connect with her, it's healing for us to just step out of our concepts of what she should do. And we do a little bit of training just because I'm a dog trainer. We do some harness work, but it's just sort of like, okay, let's do the good stuff now. Let's go visit the cows, the cow circle of love. It's really fun. Yeah. It's really
amazing.
Yeah. So tell us about turkey. So a lot of people think of turkey as something they eat on Thanksgiving, but you have a different perspective. So tell us let's start with the turkeys that you cuddle with, and then I want to hear all about what the turkeys have taught you.
So I've had a very rich and very amazing journey with turkeys. When I started the Gentle Barn, I had dreamt about it since I was 7 years old. And so I knew when I finally founded the Gentle Barn 25 years ago that, of course, every single creature that came into the Gentle Barn, no matter how big or small, I was going to love them. But I had no experience with most of these animals that I was rescuing. So my very first turkey, his name was Tommy. And these people, it was right after Thanksgiving, these people knocked on my door and they said, we raised him to eat for Thanksgiving, but when it came time to do the deed, we couldn't go through with it. So could you take him? And I was like, shh. And it was very interesting. I had never had a turkey before. I had no point of reference. It's And they told me two things. They said, there are two things that you need to know. Number one, he is as dumb as a bag of rocks. So don't expect him to understand anything. And I thought that sounded like improbable, but what do I know? I've never met a turkey before. And the second thing they said is he's vicious. So when I'm in the barnyard, I need to carry a rake with me in case he attacks me.
Wow.
I could defend myself.
Yeah.
And so, I was looking at them as the expert because they had him for a while and I've never had a turkey. But, I thanked them and they left. And so two things happened. So first of all, that very first night at dusk, I walked behind him and kind of ushered him into his bedroom. So he would have access to his food, his water, and his hay bed. That's where he would sleep for the night. And the next morning I let him out. The next night, I was looking all over. They told me he was really dumb. So of course he's not going to remember where he's sleeping, right? So I'm looking all over the barnyard for him and I can't find him anywhere. And I started thinking, oh my God, did he fly away? And I'm looking over the fences to my neighbors. Finally, I saw him. He is standing in front of his bedroom door, waiting for the dumb human to open it so he'd go and go to bed. And I said, oh my God, he's not dumb at all.
Uh-huh.
That was lesson number one.
Okay.
For 2 weeks, I carried a rake around wherever I went. And he sat watching me. He never made a move. He never made a gesture. He was never aggressive or inappropriate, but he was watching like, what's with the lady in the rake?
Mm-hmm.
And after 2 weeks, I said, look, he might have been aggressive with these people because maybe he knew their intention.
Yes.
But he is not aggressive to me and I'm putting the rake down.
Mm-hmm.
And Tommy was always and only a gentleman. When he fancied somebody, he loved, little girls. And so he would rest his head against their tummies and he would close his eyes and they would hug him. I brought him to schools and we would have a line of 50 kids and he would stand there all puffed up and gorgeous and pose for every single picture and let every single child pet him. And he would not move until the last child had taken their turn. And then he was like, oh, that was wonderful. Let's go back to the car.
Yeah.
He was extraordinary. And he really showed me who turkeys are.
Wow.
My second turkey was about a year later. We rescued a female turkey. Her name was Spring. And she was wonderful because she loved to talk. And so in the morning when I was cleaning the barnyard and filling up the water buckets and grooming the horses and restocking the hay, she would follow me. And we would have these wonderful morning conversations where I would ask her, how's she doing? And she would chirp, chirp, chirp. And I would tell her how I was doing and she would listen. And it was wonderful camaraderie. But one day she started following me for a lot longer than she normally did. She would come and we would have these wonderful conversations and then she would go about her business and I would go about mine. But this one day, it was 20 minutes in, which was longer than she usually hung out with me. And I started to be concerned, like, is something wrong? Is she trying to tell me something? So I put down my rake in the feed bucket and I sat down on the ground and I looked her in the eye and I said, Spring, what's going on? Do you need something? And she climbed up into my lap and fell asleep.
Aww.
And we've been cuddling girl turkeys ever since.
Oh.
So what my original turkeys taught me was that the males love to show off and be called handsome.
Mm-hmm.
And they love all of that attention.
Mm-hmm.
But the girl turkeys like to talk and they love to cuddle.
Aw.
And so we've been cuddling girl turkeys ever since. And those two turkeys really showed me who turkeys really are. And back then, I mean, it's a little bit less now, still prevalent. But 25 years ago, when people talked about turkeys, there were all these horrible stereotypes. They're dumb, they drown in the rain, they're stupid, blah, blah, blah. And those original turkeys showed me that couldn't be furthest from the truth. They are highly intelligent beings. They're highly social beings. In the wild, they live in big, huge families. They're a patriarchal society. So the male is the leader and he's there to protect everybody. And then he lives with all the females and all the babies. And when the male babies hit sexual maturity, they have to go and form these bachelor gangs until they find mates one by one and they get married and they start their own families.
Are they monogamous or not monogamous?
No. So it's one patriarch to a whole bunch of females. But he's very protective and he would sacrifice his life any given day of the week in order to save one of his family members.
Wow.
Highly intelligent. They have about 3,000 words. They have a very highly developed language.
Mm.
They are extremely intelligent, very affectionate with one another. They're extraordinary animals, and it's been an absolute honor to have them in my barnyard for the last 25 years.
Hmm. And so none of the males ever want to cuddle, or do some males want to cuddle a little with humans?
Well, I'll tell you something funny. Over the last 25 years, all our males have liked to flirt with the female volunteers and staff, but attack the males. And our last male turkey that we brought in, his name is Romeo. He attacks the female staff and volunteers and flirts with the male staff.
Oh.
He prefers males.
Uh-huh.
So men can cuddle with him, but women cannot.
Ah, very interesting. Very interesting. Fascinating. That's so wonderful. So we are going to take a short little break. When we come back, I'd like to hear about some communications that you've had with turkeys and what you've learned from them. We're speaking with Ellie Laks. This is Jeannie Joseph from the Human Animal Connection. We'll be back in just a moment.
Gifts for my pets, sparkle and love, under the tree, from heaven above. Gifts for my pets, joy in the air, unwrapping dreams, without a care.
Elevate your cat's eating experience with the Cat Tree Tray. The Cat Tree Tray keeps your cat's food off the floor and is conveniently located on the cat tree. Go to cattreetray.com. Bring home a luxury French Bulldog from the world-famous Tom King's Kennel. Premium French Bulldogs from excellent European bloodlines. Superior puppy care and lifetime health guarantee for your perfect companion. Use code TomKingsMagic for a magical holiday discount. Visit TomKingsKennel.com and find your perfect Frenchie today. Your pets will be over the moon with sparkly jewelry from Over the Moon Jewelry. Beautiful handcrafted matching jewelry for you and your pet. Wire-wrapped, beaded contemporary necklaces, bracelets, and charms. Go to overthemoonjewelry.com.
Gifts for my pets, joy in the air, unwrapping dreams, without a care.
Hey friends, if you like what you're hearing and want to learn more, check out Dr. Joseph's book, The Human Animal Connection, Deepening Relationships with Animals and Ourselves. Or visit the website, thehumananimalconnection.org, to book an online consultation. Thank you for loving animals. Now back to the show.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
So welcome back to the Human Animal Connection. So Ellie, I'm dying to hear what you've learned from talking to turkeys.
I have learned so much. I have learned that they are wise beyond our comprehension. And I've also learned that they have a really funny sense of humor. So many years ago, we had a turkey named Portia. We had two turkeys that came in together. One was named Ellen DeGeneres and the other was named Portia. Turkeys, you should know when they're domestic turkeys, not wild. So there's two different kinds of turkeys. One is the wild kind of turkey, the way nature intended them to be. They're very small. They fly really high. They roost on the top of trees. They can mate. They live a long time, anywhere from 10 to 20 years. And they're the original design. But the meat industry has taken the DNA of the wild turkey and created a man-made domesticated turkey that is designed to get very big, very fast, so they can go to slaughter at only 12 weeks old.
Wow.
And that's who people are eating on Thanksgiving. And when they're eating turkey, they're eating these babies that were genetically modified to reach 25 pounds at only 12 weeks old.
Wow.
So when we rescue domesticated turkeys from Thanksgiving and from slaughter, by the time they're 4, because of the genetic engineering, and they're so abnormally massive and huge, usually they can't walk. They don't live a day past 4. They either have heart attacks because their hearts just can't sustain that kind of mass, or they can no longer walk. So when a turkey is in that situation where they can't walk, I'll talk to them and I'll ask how they're feeling. I'll ask them to show me their body and my body so I can see if they're in any pain, and I'll ask for what they want. Usually turkeys in that circumstance will say, I've had a wonderful life. It's been a wonderful time, but now that I'm immobile, please help me out of my body so that I can transition.
Mm-hmm.
But Portia, I asked, she was 3-ish years old. She could no longer walk. And I asked her what she wanted. And much to my surprise, she said she did not want to go. And she asked me to build her a throne so she could sit on her throne. And she said that she wanted people from around the world to come and meet her and pay homage to her like she's a queen and to present her with gifts.
Oh.
So I thought, wow, that's amazing. So I had a very, very beautiful ornate wood desk in my house. Very, very beautiful, very carved and very beautiful. And I thought, wow, this would make a perfect throne. All I have to do is kind of put wood around the top to make kind of a basket to hold her, and it will be a beautiful throne. So I put the wood around the top and filled it with straw and put her in it. And I said, how do you like your throne? And she said, well, it's very beautiful, but I want my throne to be bejeweled and bedazzled.
Wow.
So I said, wow. I was like, okay. I went out and I got a huge big bag of, like little gemstones.
Yeah.
Glue. And me and my staff and my volunteers spent weeks bedazzling the entire thing. I mean, it took a long time.
Uh-huh.
Finally, it was done. And the whole thing was just shiny and shimmering and beautiful. And again, I set her in it and I showed her it from the outside. And I said, what do you think? And she busted up laughing. She said, I can't believe you fell for that. I can't believe you did that for me. She's like, I said it, but I really didn't think that you were going to do it. And you're such a sucker. And I can't believe you just did that for me.
Oh.
So I felt very embarrassed.
Uh-huh.
And so every Sunday when we were open to the public, we would set her up in her beautiful, bedazzled, bejeweled throne. And people would literally come from all over the world to meet her and pay homage to our queen and present her with grapes and blueberries. And she loved it.
Uh-huh.
She loved it. She lived like a queen for a year and a half. And a year and a half later, she looked at me one day and said, this has been great, but I'm done.
Okay.
We helped her transition out of her body.
Wow.
But that was like an experience I'll never forget.
Yeah.
Especially for reaction. She wasn't like, oh, wow, thank you so much for doing that for me. She was like, you're such a sucker.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah.
But, I was saying before how turkeys in the domestic turkeys at the Gentle Barn have never lived a day past 4. So we had another turkey named Sun, great big white turkey with giant black eyes that you could just drown in. They were like liquid pools of love. She made beautiful melodic sounds when she chirped. She had little pink bumps on her head and neck, and she was absolutely gorgeous. And she was our queen cuddle turkey for many, many, many years. People would come to the Gentle Barn, sit down on the ground in front of her, put one leg on either side of her, scooch up real close as they were very, very close together. They would kiss her fuzzy pink head, slide their hands under her wings and stroke her, and she would fall asleep in their laps and bring them to tears. They would burst into tears. They couldn't believe how loving and affectionate she was.
Wow.
So when she was nearing her 4th birthday, and remember, we've never had a turkey live a day past 4, we were desperate for more time with her. And I asked her, like, if we could do something to help your body, would you want to stay longer? And she said yes. So I don't know why up until now I never considered giving acupuncture to a turkey. But we have an acupuncturist that comes to the Gentle Barn to work on the horses and the cows and the pigs and the sheep and the goats and the dogs. And so I asked the acupuncturist if she could work on turkeys, and she said, of course. So she started working on Sun.
Mm-hmm.
Sun got acupuncture every single month, and she lived till 2 months shy of her 9th birthday.
Wow.
Acupuncture allowed her to keep her mobility and support her respiratory and her heart, and she made it almost double her lifespan.
Wow, that's amazing.
So every single year, every year before she was 4, we celebrated her birthday, like we do for all our animals. But once she turned 4, we realized, oh my God, this could be her last year. So her 4th birthday, her 5th birthday, her 6th birthday, her 7th birthday, her 8th birthday. It's like, oh my God, this could be the last one. It has to be the biggest party ever. So she had these huge celebrations for every single birthday.
Uh-huh.
And so 2 months shy of her 9th birthday, she couldn't walk anymore. And her skin was like a purplish color because of the poor circulation. And she started breathing with her mouth open. And I talked to her and she said, yeah, this isn't fun anymore. I'm ready to go. So I said to her, well, what do you need? What do you want? What can I bring you? Is there any place that you want to go? Is there anything that you want to experience before you transition? And she said, yes. She said, I'm very disappointed that I wasn't able to make it to my 9th birthday. I have treasured the birthday parties and I was really looking forward to one more. And I can't do it. I can't make it. She said, but do you think that before I pass away, even though I'm not, it's 2 months before my birthday, do you think that I can have a birthday party before I leave? Oh, I said, absolutely. And so I said, so what do you want? And she said, I want every volunteer and every staff member and my acupuncturist and the veterinarian, everyone that was close to me and meant something to me, I want them all to come and I want them to celebrate me. I want them to sing happy birthday. I want them to kiss me and hug me and cuddle me and share stories and memories. And I want a real celebration. And so I said, okay, what do you want the menu to be? She was very specific. She said, I want apple pie. I want grapes. I want watermelon. And then she showed me, I want a purple smoothie. And I didn't know what that meant because I had never given her a purple smoothie before.
Right.
So I said, can you describe it a little bit better? And she said, yeah, a purple smoothie. And she kept showing me what looked like a purple smoothie. So I wrote it down, but I didn't know what it meant. And, then I started calling everybody, all our volunteers and our staff to let them know. So of course I let my husband know, co-founder of the Gentle Barn, Jay Weiner. I called our daughter who had known Son her whole life. And when I was talking to my daughter, I said, we're going to have a party for her. Can you come? And she said, yes, of course I'll be there and I'll pick up an acai bowl on the way. And I said, wait a minute, what made you say that? And she said, oh, that was our thing. I always shared acai bowls with her, which if you know what an acai bowl is, they're basically a purple smoothie with chunks of henna in them and granola. And I was like, oh my God, she showed me a purple smoothie. I didn't know what it meant. And she's like, yeah, that was our thing. So my daughter picked up the acai bowl. We got the apple pie and the grapes and the watermelon. And we had a real party for her. We sang her happy birthday a million times. We took pictures. We sat around her in a circle and we shared stories and traded memories. And it was beautiful. And I had ordered her a birthday cake. It's not what she asked for. But, I wanted to light it and sing her happy birthday. So when I presented her with a cake, she looked up at me and she said, this is not what I ordered. And I said, I know, the apple pie is coming, but I just thought that you would like a birthday cake. And she said, no, I'm not going to eat that. It's not what I asked for. So the human volunteers and staff ate the birthday cake. And when the apple pie arrived, she gobbled the whole thing up.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. She only ate the things that she put on the menu.
Wow.
She refused to eat anything else. So then everybody kissed her goodbye and left. And we were waiting for the vet to come up to help her transition out of her body. And so I closed my eyes in the few minutes that we had left together. And I said to her, the vet is on her way up. Are you still sure that you want to go? And she said, yes, please. Yes, please. I am complete. And so I said to her, do you have any messages that you want to share? Is there anything else that I could bring you? Do you want me to carry you around the barnyard so you can see it one last time? Is there anything that you want before you go? We have a few minutes before the vet gets here. And she said, yes, I want to tell you something. And I said, yeah, I'm listening. And she said, I'm very worried about the state of humanity. And I said, can you tell me a little bit more about that? And she said, at the Gentle Barn, you think that cuddle turkeys are very important and very impactful because of the way that people can cuddle with us and they're getting the unconditional love and the kindness and the gentleness and it bursts them to tears. She said, that's true. She said, but there's more to it than that. And I said, oh, please tell me. And she said, people walk around closed up. Their heads are down. They're looking on the ground. They don't look at each other. Their shoulders are bent forward. Their arms are across their chest in a protective posture. People are not open. They're closed. They're protecting themselves. They're inward. They're not connecting. She said, one of the reasons why cuddle turkeys are so impactful is because we are showing them something that they rarely get to experience with other humans. He said, when I'm in the cuddle turkey pose, I look them directly in their eyes. I open my wings. I open my chest. I completely avail myself to them. and I'm giving them all of my energy and I'm receiving all of theirs. And it's not something that they experience from other humans. And they're so touched by me being so open and loving to them that it brings them to tears.
Wow.
And she said, it's like someone who's jumping into a pool. If you jump into a pool in a cannonball position and you hold that position, you're going to drown. You're going to sink. But if you dive into a pool with your arms open and your eyes looking forward and your body opening, then you land and you glide. You glide through the water. She said, please tell as many human beings as you possibly can my message that in order to create healing and love and peace on this planet, we need to all become cuddle turkeys. That when you're walking in a crowded airport or in a mall or along the street, remind yourself not to look on the ground, but pick your head up and look at the people that you're passing. Look in their eyes, smile at them, open your chest, open your heart, open your arms, and give them your energy, and they can give you their energy. And with that connection, that's how this planet will start healing.
Wow.
And I was absolutely blown away, and it's so true. And there are times where I'm moving about and I catch myself in that protective pose, and I go, no, I have to be a cuddle turkey, and I open up, and it feels wonderful to do it. At first, it feels a little awkward, but to remind myself constantly to get in that cuddle turkey position and open my heart and look into people's eyes. And the majority of people don't look in my eyes back, but when they do, it's a wonderful exchange of love and energy, and it's that love that we can keep creating when we remind ourselves to be in the cuddle turkey position and start healing humanity.
Wow. Wow. I mean, it would be amazing if Thanksgiving was not eating the turkey, but having this kind of love.
Yeah, you could read.
Can you imagine if we had cuddle turkey position parties?
Yes. So at the Gentle Barn, we have a celebration on Thanksgiving Day where people from around the world can come to the Gentle Barn in any of the 3 locations and cuddle turkeys and feed them pie, eat vegan pie and hot apple cider. We have drum circles to participate in, and we connect as a tribe. We connect as all living beings. We're all the same, and we celebrate their life and their intelligence and their messages instead of eating them. And it's a wonderful. So I invite everybody to join us at the Gentle Barn for Thanksgiving to celebrate these beautiful animals.
Wow. Wonderful. And do you have pictures of the cuddle turkeys on your websites within that position? Do you have some pictures like that?
Well, not necessarily on the website, but definitely on social media. So people can follow the Gentle Barn on all social media platforms: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Just come and follow us, and you can see videos and pictures of these remarkable, remarkable animals.
Wonderful. And if people want to get a hold of you or come and visit, what do they need to do?
So check us out at gentlebarn.org. You can find out all about visiting. You can come for a cow hug therapy or a barnyard therapy where cuddling turkeys is part of the session. You can get tickets for Thanksgiving. I don't know if tickets for Thanksgiving are quite on our website, but in the next few weeks, they will be on our website so people can book tickets. People can make a donation to enable us to help more animals that literally have nowhere else to go. We can't do this work without the support of the community. So donate, come and visit, follow us on social media, fall in love with these animals, come for Thanksgiving, get a copy of my new book, Cow Hug Therapy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we have an episode with Ellie where we talk about cow hug therapy on the Human Animal Connection. So I hope you'll listen to that. And do you have just a parting last message for our audience? And maybe it's from you or maybe it's from one of your animals.
I kind of hit on this in the last episode, but I just feel so called to say it again, that animals are more intelligent and more aware of what's happening on this planet to their kind. And our human apathy, these animals are really aware of the energy on this planet, the demise of this planet, the pain and the suffering and the apathy on this planet. And they are here wanting to make it better. They want to participate, to open people's hearts. And they keep showing up. These animals keep showing up, giving us an opportunity to awaken to love. And they come here and they look at us with eyes of love and they look at us with eyes of trust. And then they get slaughtered and they just keep coming back. And they'll just keep coming back over and over and over until we can return that gaze of love, and we can return that gaze of trust, and we can give them the love that they know that we're capable of and that they're waiting for us to exude. And so with each person that connects with these animals, cuddles a turkey, hugs a cow, gives a pig a tummy rub, realizes who they truly are and realizes that we are all the same, though we might show up in different forms, that's how we're going to save this planet. That's how we're going to heal our bodies. And that's how we're going to create connections between us all, because we're all the same and we're all here to lift each other up.
Beautiful. Well, I want to thank you so much, Ellie Laks from the Gentle Barn and author of Cow Hug Therapy. And I'm so glad you could be with us today to tell us all about talking to turkeys and cuddling with turkeys. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me and loving animals with me.
Yeah. To be continued. Well, let us know when you want to come back. We'll do another show.
I would love that. I would love that.
Okay. Bye for now. This is the Human Animal Connection, and I'm your host, Jeannie Joseph. We'll see you in the next episode. Aloha for now.
Thank you for tuning into the Human Animal Connection Show. Please visit our website, thehumananimalconnection.org. There you can sign up for our free email newsletter, book a consultation, or check out our blogs and resources. Our best-selling book, The Human Animal Connection, is available on Amazon, and your donation of any amount keeps our nonprofit organization providing life-changing services. You can reach Michael Overly, author of Let Your Dog Lead, Musings on How to Create an Exceptional Life, on his website at dogsandmen.com, or email michael@dogsandmen.com.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.